Morning, guys. Just got here. Well, we've been here for like three or 4 minutes. So we got here. Um, we got here on time. Just let the kids sit for a little bit in the car. I was gonna put a little bit of color on, a little bit of lipstick. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of makeup. Kids are just getting here. Lower down the lower down the music because I don't want to get flagged. Don't want to look so washed out. Oh, and by the way, I put the Milani lipsticks. I put Rose Femme and Dulce Caramelo on. These right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but so it's like a brown and a goldy mauve color. I'm gonna have to go get another one of these because I use this lip oil every day because I just like it so much. It just keeps my lips super hydrated. So I like it a ton. I'm going to put this bronzer on. This is from MAC. This is the Gold Deposit. I'm going to put some of this on. I'm just kind of going to do the same thing that I did yesterday. There's no foundation on. I'm not going to put any foundation. There's another kid there. So with my kids, that makes it 4. 4 kids so far. Let's see how many people show up today. I decided to wear green today. Green is one of my favorite colors. Purple and green are some of my favorite colors. Well, they are my favorite colors. Hold on, guys. Put this over here. Put this Julie Star because I didn't get to change any products in my. Oh my God! Let me see if I can delete this. Okay, there. I'm gonna put this Julie Star blush on. Because I got here earlier, I got to get my spot. So I can see everything now. I slept really good last night, because I took the melatonin. I was quite tired. So I slept really good. I feel nice, refreshed. If anything, I feel like I'm waking up more calm. So I do believe that those supplements are working because I don't wake up stressed out. I don't wake up worried at all. What else do I need to do? Oh, the highlight. I need to do the highlight. Another kid just showed up. That's 5 people. I don't know if I should put some mascara on. I'm going to put a little bit of this concealer on, like I did yesterday. I like to apply it with my finger because it kind of helps it melt into the skin better. So that's why I do it that way. That kind of just helps. You know what? I was gonna put some on the top right here, but nah, it's fine. It's fine if it looks a little bit dark up there, just because it can look like a little bit of shadow. So it's fine. It's just down here that I need to make sure it melts good into the skin. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to take the LA Colors highlight and just kind of put it here. And I'm going to put some, because sometimes my eyes get a little bit dry and I just end up going like this. And I don't want to forget that I have mascara on and then I ruin it. Because yesterday I was like doing that and I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't have any mascara on. So I probably won't add any mascara. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. I think I'm fine. I want just a little bit of blusher because I feel like it's too white. Just pick it up a little bit more here. The blush. There. I think that's better. Okay. I think I'm good with the makeup. Let's see. The light is making me look super orange. Let's see. See, it's making me look orange, guys. Maybe if I turn on the light on this side so that I have more light. I think that's better. And it's not directly on me. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Well, good morning, guys. I am wearing a green, like I said, a green color. It's a really pretty color. And I am wearing this little set today. It's like a little necklace like this. It had like a third little, what do you want to call it? Like a third necklace but it kind of broke off. So I went ahead and just kept the two. My daughter fixed it for me because this part right here didn't want to like clip together. So we just took off a piece that was dangling from the third necklace. And so, I don't know, she just fixed it for me. And so now I'm able to wear this. I hadn't been able to wear it in years. And now I get to wear it. It's one of my favorite pieces. And then these are the earrings. I bought these a long time ago, guys, like when I was in my 20s. And so I'm so excited that I'm able to wear it. Again, she was like, she saw how happy I was. She's like, okay, Mom, are you going to be okay? Well, I was so excited. I was so excited to be able to wear my stuff again. So I'm so happy that my daughter was able to fix it for me. She's quite the little crafty person, or jewelry repair person. I'm going to wear this ring. I have a few other rings in here that I want to... They don't really go. But... Let me see. Let me see if I can find the other one. I'll just wear this one. Trying to find the other one, but I don't know where it is. I had... Oh, here it is. These two. And yeah, that's what I'm going to wear. I just wore some black leggings today. Wanted to be comfortable. Anyways, I had a really great sleep. I feel good. I was feeling a little bit weird last night when I got home. I was a little bit like anxious, and my heart was feeling a little bit like I was stressed out. So I asked my husband to just pray for me, to give me a blessing so that I could feel better. And after that, I felt so much better, and I was able just to knock out. I knocked out. I'm so grateful to be able to have the priesthood in my home, because it does really help. And he gave me such an amazing blessing, and I feel good, feel better. And we came here yesterday to church. Sorry, somebody just showed up. We came here to church yesterday. The kids did their thing. They did their activities for young women and young men. Okay, so we got 2 more kids. So that's 7. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, they seemed to have a really good time. They ate here with them. They had like pizza, and I think they were giving some wings. And I didn't get to see everything they were doing because I went into one of the rooms and I kind of just did my own thing. I was doing a video for you guys explaining a book that I've been reading. It's called Reflections by Emma. And I kind of gave you my thoughts about it. And then I put like some music on, and I did my word search. And I was just, pretty chill. Just, it feels nice to get some alone time and just, do your own thing. And so the room was a little bit hot when I started the video, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to last in here. But then all of a sudden, when I started talking about the book, like, I just felt like it got super cold in the room. And then I felt really nice. And so I was there just doing my word search after the video. And so I was just really chill. But then it started getting hot again. So I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but I started looking at my time, and I was like, well, they're already out. But I stayed in the room for a little bit longer doing my word search book. And then I got out like at 8:20. 8:29, 8:30 almost. And then I went over there to go and find out if my husband was done. And then I had to do some stuff. I'm still waiting for hubby. And so I started playing the piano. And then I started talking to his sister, and I posted and I started pinning some videos of my sister playing the piano and my dad playing the piano. And yeah, I wish I would have learned at a younger age. I did learn one song that always stuck with me, and I just don't ever really forget that one. I've learned a few here and there, but I kind of forget them because I just don't play anymore. And I've never been one to really like to read notes because I struggle with my eyesight. And so I just kind of, I like to memorize songs, but I know it's important to read notes. I know how to read the notes. At least the right side, the right hand. I just don't know how to do the left hand. Well, it's not that I don't know. It's just that I really prefer to do just the right hand. But it's beautiful when you get to play with the left hand. So my daughter does that. She used to play with the right and the left, and it was just so beautiful how she would play. But the kids just don't really play the piano anymore. They kind of just... well, my son yesterday was just playing, but he plays from the heart. He really doesn't care to read the notes anymore or whatever. He kind of just does what my dad used to do. And my dad read notes because he would buy sheet music and stuff. But my son, he plays from the heart. My dad also liked to create music and play from the heart and stuff. So I guess that's where my son gets it from. So anyway, he saw me playing the piano yesterday, and so he went into one of the rooms and he started playing the piano in another room. And so, yeah, we just kind of killed some time while we waited for hubby to finish. It was actually a pretty chill day yesterday. It was kind of cool. Didn't really have any issues. So grateful for feeling so much better. So if you guys are wanting some of those supplements, I definitely encourage you to get them because I have been feeling so calm. Like, honestly, like I said, I am like trying to keep my peace by any means necessary, just trying to be very calm and collected and just trying to read scriptures or reading books that bring me happiness and joy and just, yeah. And thank the Lord, everything's been pretty calm. My kids have been just coming to seminary knowing what they're supposed to do, you know, no issues. Everybody's just been doing what they're supposed to do, and I'm just so grateful for it. We've been learning to take more breaks, being able to learn what we can do, what we can't do. It's just, you know, setting boundaries and just kind of just, you know, working through what we need to the best way we can. And so I just feel so much better. I might add, I feel like I'm also dropping some weight. I feel like my figure's coming in a little bit better, so I'm super grateful for that. Been trying to eat less, trying to focus more on reading books and just myself and getting better sleep. And it just does so much for you when you do all those things for yourself. And I just feel like I feel so much better. I felt like for a while I was just all stressed and whiny and just, you know, but now it's like, it's just, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all the little things that I've been learning along the way and how I've been able to just turn certain things around and just put only good things into my life so that, you know, I can feel better. And so I'm just happy. And it feels so good to be able to sleep better and just feel calm and just have peace and just, yeah. And I've also been recognizing, like, I do post on Facebook, but not as much as I used to. And even though you guys might have seen a lot of videos, well, not a lot. It was like three or four videos. Some of them were just cut up and I just edited and made little reels out of them. But even though you see like certain things throughout the day, I'm not as much on Facebook. I am trying to restrict my time from just like endless scrolling. And I am trying to learn to pick up a book instead, you know? And like, I'm forcing my eyesight to be focused on a book so that I can work on my vision as well. I'm trying to work on my vision because I know that it affects me too much to be, you know, constantly scrolling on social media. And I felt like I had to because of the calling that I have to constantly be on social media and just checking stuff and everything. But honestly, guys, like I feel so much better just doing it a little bit less. I know it sounds kind of like, kind of might sound weird or whatever, but I feel so much better. I feel like I'm able to think better. I'm able to worry less. I feel like I don't have to be just constantly watching other people live their life. And it's like, no, I'd rather put myself into a book and learn something new. And then I have more things to talk about and bring it to you guys, things that I'm learning. and just, the constant good vibes that I bring with the things that I learn. And so I'm so grateful that my dad taught me to learn to love books, because I think it's important for people to read books. You can learn a lot from them, and it's just nice to cuddle up or sit, or lie down or whatever, and just read a good book and learn something. And so anyway, I just have been enjoying my peace, enjoying just my life right now. I feel so good, and I'm just so grateful for it. And yeah, woke up earlier today and was able to show up, and so that actually helps also to know that I showed up on time. I got my spot. My kids are here in good moods, and they come out with something that they learned that day. In the morning, and I'm just happy that everybody's just doing what they're supposed to do. When everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, mom is feeling good. Mom is feeling accomplished. And so I'm also learning to keep my home a little bit more tidy. Fixing my closet really helped me, declutter and just kind of like put everything where it's supposed to, change different clothing for different seasons. And always making sure my bed is made, making sure that, at least that part is good, because my bed is super important to me. I've spent a lot of my time in that bed, sick or, working, or, just I've done a lot on my bed, and I just feel like, I always try to also make sure that my kitchen is clean. That is another thing that always brings me joy, to see that things are clean in my kitchen, that there's nothing on my counters, that everything's wiped down, that things are clean. I don't know. It's just something about my kitchen and my bed and my couches. As long as those three things are done, if the kids' rooms are, a bit of a mess, I don't like to see it. I try to go in there and I try to tell them, hey, you need to clean up this room, but for the most part, I let them worry. I don't want to be all up in their face. I let them worry about their rooms. Like, once in a while, I'll walk in there and be like, hey, you guys I wake them up every morning, but I'm not on them about, that's on them. But as long as my couches are done, because they're tearing all over the place, guys. I will never buy couches there at LFD again. And I loved LFD, but the last couches they sold me were just a mess, and they're all peeling, and so I have to cover them with like blankets, and it's kind of annoying. So I can't wait to just get rid of them. I can't wait to move. You have no idea. Income tax cannot come sooner, because I am trying to move. Anyway, so definitely going to get rid of those. And I'm done. I'm going to start brand new. I'm going to get rid of a lot of things and start fresh. And we just can't wait for that. But anyway, we're just trying to push through and trying to, trying to just navigate as best as we can. But, so as long as those areas are clean, I'm good. And the laundry's done. The laundry needs to be done, because the piling can get it can get out of control really quickly. If I'm not constantly doing laundry, it just piles up, and I hate it. So, those are some of the things that keep me calm, as long as those things are done. But anyway, well, so I already told you guys about the book, so I can't even tell you about the book right now, because I already did a video on it. So you guys need to go watch that video. But I am super impressed with that book. I am excited to read it. I wanted to bring another book yesterday, which is Broken Things to Mend. I'm going to get into it. I don't care if I haven't finished this book. I want to be reading several books at the same time, because I like to gather different information from different books. I have so many books, guys. I have so many books, and I'm so excited to have so many books to read. It's something I love to do. So I'm going to try to get that one. And Broken Things to Mend is by Elder Holland. I don't know if I already said that. And I still need to finish Hearing the Voice of the Lord. I believe that one's from Renland, Elder Renland. And I love that book too. I think I'm like halfway or a little bit more than halfway on that book. So I'm going to try to get into those and try to finish those soon, or at least by the end of this year. Reflections of Emma is going pretty good. I think I'm going to finish that one quick. It's not that big, and so I think I can finish it. Yeah. But I'm not reading the books to you like I did in the other videos. If you guys go to my group that's called Book Club by Regina Crystal, you will see that the other videos that I created, that I posted there, that I have on my YouTube channel, I just went and transferred them over to that group so you guys could see them. I do actually read the book to you, and then I share my thoughts on it. But for this one, I'm kind of just showing you the book, and I am reading bits and pieces to you, but I'm not reading the entire thing to you. And I just kind of share my thoughts afterwards, because I do think it's important. Like, if you like the book, I am posting pictures of it. If you guys want to go and kind of skim through them and read through them, I do need to take more pictures of the stuff I've read recently and post it. But definitely try to pick up the book if you like to read books. I know that there's audiobooks. I don't know if it is on an audiobook. I don't know if you guys can check that out, but it was a gift for me, and that's how I got it. It's not something I purchased, but I'm so grateful for it, because without it being a gift to me, I probably wouldn't have started reading it. I got other books gifted to me, but that one was calling my name. And I'm so grateful that I got it, because I'm learning so much from it. I didn't know a lot of the details about Joseph Smith and Emma and all the trials they had. I knew some of the trials, but I didn't know all the little details. And she did go through a lot. And so I definitely recommend you reading that book. It does bring you some sadness and makes you wonder why, she had to go through so many trials. And it kind of, as a woman, it kind of reminds me of all the trials I've had. And obviously, it's nowhere compared to what she went through, all the losses she went through and everything. But, you can kind of feel her story come to life. And, and it just kind of brings you some sadness. And you wonder why she had to go through so much. And we all go through a lot of things and through trials and stuff. But I think reading books like that makes you feel a little bit more gratitude for the things you don't have to endure like she had to endure. But without their sacrifices, we probably wouldn't be living the life we live now. And so I'm just so grateful for the sacrifices they did and for the gospel we have that we're able to have in our lives. And it's such a blessing to be able to read scriptures and to be able to know that they came through lots of sacrifices and stuff. And so it just kind of makes you value them more and value the journey that they went through. And it makes you keep your faith and to just try your best to live it as best as you can, live the gospel as best as you can, and get to know Christ more, because a lot of people did lose their lives in order for us to have the blessing of the gospel in our lives, and to be able to have the knowledge about priesthood and about temples and about how certain things were constructed, like the temples, and how they were in so much depth to be able to create these things. And I feel like, yes, a lot of the times we've been shared certain information, but when you read it for yourself and you read it with so much detail, it kind of just puts things, more into perspective. And I've been a member my whole life, and I just feel like, I'm still constantly learning, and I'm still constantly trying my best to gather as much information. And I think I do it a lot because of the calling that I have. I feel like I need to be very knowledgeable in a lot of things, because you never know what kind of things are going to be thrown at you or what people expect and stuff. And so I'm constantly trying to learn from, different talks, or, from the scriptures or from different books. And like, I just feel like it's important. It's important to know a little bit about everything, because you really just never know. And this whole thing that happened recently with the assassination of Charlie, seeing how he was so knowledgeable about Charlie Kirk, seeing how he was so knowledgeable and how he would debate people on so many different topics and so many different things. He was so knowledgeable in so many different areas. And I just feel like it is important to do that. And he was so for homeschooling. And I think that, I think it's important for us to have freedom in how we choose to teach our children. And so he was so uplifting about his message about how children should be homeschooled, especially with everything that's going on right now in the schools. I think that, granted, there are so many good teachers. There's so many members from our church that teach in the public school system, or they teach in charter schools and stuff. And so I know that there's good people out there, but I just feel like some of the stuff that's being thrown at the kids, or some of the policies and things, they kind of restrict the parents from knowing certain things in the school system, or they are like, and sometimes the teachers are kind of like tied down with not being able to do certain things or say certain things, or not being able to bring God into the school. And I think that that's wrong. I think that, and yeah, everybody has their own beliefs, and everybody is able to think how they want. But I do feel like God needs to be back into the school systems. I mean, I just feel that it would be so much better for the kids. I feel like it would be a little bit of a better environment for them, knowing that, they stand for better things instead of the junk they're being taught right now. And so anyway, I'm grateful for homeschooling. I'm grateful that I'm able to guide how my kids are being taught. Yes, they have online schooling and they are being taught by other teachers, but for the most part, it's basics. And as far as scripture stuff, they're learning here through seminary, and they learn from Sunday school on Sundays, and they learn from mom talking to them constantly. And we talk about a lot of different things in the car, or like at home. Whenever there's a problem, I bring them into my room and I get to talk to them about certain situations, and I try to get a hold of things quickly before they get out of control. And so there's a big advantage of having the kids at home and being able to teach them. And yeah. And it's almost 6:40, guys. And yeah. And so anyway, I was talking about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And I think that it's a great example that he had so much knowledge about a bunch of different stuff. He would like bring up all these different types of books that he would read. Do you know about this person? Do you know about that person? And he would challenge some of the students to see if they knew certain things or what they were being taught in college and stuff. And I think it's important to tell them to read more books, not just because, look, I remember going to college, and I remember going to like Votech, right? And I went for MA and stuff. So you kind of always do what the teacher tells you. I remember going to SCC, and I remember the teacher had told us, you guys are so, and I remember this was my algebra class, and I remember him telling us, and it was kind of rude how he said it, but it also makes sense that he was telling us, and some of the students did get mad and they started talking back to him. And I was just kind of like there listening. But he was saying how, there's more ways to make a living versus, spending all this money in college. And here he is teaching the class, and he had those kind of thoughts, and he shared it with people. It's like, you don't have to just do this. There's other ways you can make money. You don't have to just do this. And so some of the students were upset and they started talking back to him and stuff. But I do believe he was right, even though it was kind of like, why are you talking about this? You should be teaching us, right? But at the same time, he kind of opened up well, at least my mind to be like, well, if he's saying that, and I do think it's true. I do think you can, make a living without having to go so many years to college. But I do think, and just because people go to college doesn't mean that they are smarter than you either. If you do your own research and you do your own reading, and you can learn from multiple books and stuff. Granted, people want to see degrees and stuff, but that doesn't take away experience. It doesn't take away your knowledge and stuff. And so anyway, I just have my thoughts. People might have their thoughts or whatever, but I just think, he was just such a great example in that sense that, reading all these different books can teach you a lot, and can sometimes teach you more than going to college or going to a university. Granted, I do also like college and the university. I also like the whole, I try to tell the kids to go to a university or to college. But that's obviously their choice, but I do want them to get something under their belt. I always try to tell my nieces, and I try to tell my kids that I'm so grateful that I was able to get, some college in, and to get, my license as a medical assistant, as a patient care tech. I did also go to UCAS for a while. And so I got a little bit of knowledge about a little bit of everything, but I don't think that I got all of my experience from those things. I learned, some things, but I feel like it was more working and having different jobs and stuff. I started off with the medical field because that's what I studied for, but then I quickly moved into the paper side of things. I started going into more of the clerical. So I started as a MA, and then I slowly started getting into the paper side of things. So I did restorative nursing, which is basically therapy on patients at nursing homes. I did reception, and this was all in one position, in one place, right? Era la Milusos. I had slash after slash after slash on my on my badge. So I would do restorative nursing. I would do reception. I did medical records. I did central supply. I did medical billing at another place at the chiropractic office. I did workers' comp. I did status coordinator. I was central supply supervisor. I did medical records, background checks. I did payroll. I did medical billing for 2 companies, and I took care of different types of billing. I did Medicare, Medicaid, CHIPS, different types, and my stuff always came out clean. Okay, I'm just gonna brag about that because I'm so into making sure that I don't make any mistakes. I don't like when people tell me I made a mistake, so I always made sure that my stuff was checked several times before I sent it out, and so my stuff came out flawless. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I was. And then I went into accounting. I started doing bookkeeping, and I managed properties for my aunt, and did hires. I did so many things, guys. I've done so many things. Who would have known I'd be doing this right now, right? But I did this sacrifice, and I let go of my professional life to take care of my kids. And it's crazy to say that, right? But I love my kids so much that I had to put myself a little bit on hold. But I still worked throughout that time for different family members. And so I did accounting for my sister. She had 3 companies. So I did the bookkeeping for, and I would do orders and back orders and I've just done so many things, guys. I've just done so many things, to name everything. I worked for my other uncle, which is in the home health, for a provider agency. I did reception, medical records. I did background checks. I worked for we opened up a business for handyman. So I went even that route. I would take care of all the bookkeeping side of things and appointments and like payroll and like, I've rented apartments for my aunts, my grandma. I've just done a little bit of everything. I've sold. I've done a lot of things. And so I'm so grateful to have all that knowledge. I learned so much. I've done IVs with, RNs, with the orthopedic office that I worked. That was my first job. I would help with the recovery and helping patients get dressed, and I would perform EKGs and just help in the therapy department. I've done so many things, and I'm so grateful to have all that knowledge. I know that my kids only see like mom at home, and they've seen me like work for like my sister, for like my aunt, renting apartments and stuff, but I've done so much more. That's why I feel like, I want to do my own thing now. And I hope that one day I'm able to do even more, because the Lord knows what my dream is, and hopefully one day I get to have it. But since I've been home and my hubby's talent and stuff, I've always wanted to have, like, I know you guys are probably going to be like, what? Like, completely different, right? But I would love to have a bookstore. I would love to have a bookstore, slash, right? I would love to have a bookstore, but kind of like a gift shop, kind of like if it was like a mix between Barnes and Noble and Quips and Quotes. When I was working for my aunt, she opened up a bookstore, and I just thought it was like the greatest thing. And I helped her name the bookstore. It was called Nephi's Bookstore. And if you are a member of our church, you would know who Nephi is. And her husband at the time, that was his name and stuff. And so, I don't know, it just came to my mind, Nephi's Bookstore. She thought it was an amazing idea. And so she named it that. And so, it was doing good. And we would see lots of missionaries come in, and lots of, different people come in. And she had so many amazing books, and she just had t-shirts, and she had, like posters, and she just had like a bunch of stuff. And I thought that was like really cool. It was like a small bookstore, because it was just like in the first one or two rooms. I don't remember. I think she tore down one of the walls and created it a little bit bigger. And so, I've always wanted to have that. I've always wanted to have I would want it to be like a Christian bookstore, because I loved going to bookstores since I was younger. I loved it. And so I would love to have like a Christian bookstore, but at the same time, I know that my husband likes different types of art. And so just because of that sense, because he likes to do like comic stuff and like more like, he does temples, like he's done drawings and he's done like portraits and all that stuff, but he likes things that are like, that bring him joy too. I can't always force him to do things I want him to do, right? Like Jesus Christ and like the temples and like, like portraits and stuff, even though that's what pays, right? Portraits and like stuff like that. But I would love to have that one day. And my kids are already out. So I'm going to have to cut it short, guys. Los voy a dejar otra vez. But yeah, that's what I would love to have one day. So hopefully one day I get to have that.
I don't even know how I'm going to beat that.
Anyway, well, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. We good?
Yeah.
It's still dark outside.
My phone died, so.
Anyway, well, hopefully you guys have a great morning. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Maybe tomorrow I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit more about my whole idea and stuff. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys. Say bye, guys.